God. I can't stand when people are hating on things all the time. I hate it when people hate. Damn it. Oh wow, that could have gone badly. Gotta keep your eyes open. That road is dangerous. So where was I? Oh yeah, this American Angst guy, right? He's on there, and the same arguments. So let's just sum them up. Okay, so Harley-Davidsons are unreliable. They break down. Okay, I've had this bike now for, let's see, hang on, 23,767 miles. Let's just round that up and say 24,000 miles. In that time period, my engine has never failed me. My transmission has never failed me. I've never had a leak. My clutch has always been fine. My cables have always been fine. I've never even had a light bulb go out. The only problems I've had with this bike so far is the battery died after 4.5 years, and I had it out in 18-degree weather. And it's still actually, after I got the bike rolling to a start and got it home, the bike started right up again. So the battery, it's not the battery that's made it Harley. That's the Yawaza battery or whatever. So the battery went bad, and I've changed tires, you know, which is a typical maintenance issue. And this exhaust pipe thing. But arguably you could say it's not Harley's fault for that, because the exhaust pipe is made by Reinhardt. And I think I might have screwed things up, because when I was putting the horn in, I don't know if I put the engine mounting bracket in as tight as I could have. So maybe the engine vibrated too much, and that's what helped back out those nuts. I really don't know what it was. But whatever the case, the exhaust was the only other trouble I had. Okay, so there you go. Is my Harley unreliable? Absolutely not. I depend on my bike all the time. It never stalls. How about that? I'll give you that one too. My bike never stalls. I've seen plenty of other people's bikes stall on videos. You know why it doesn't stall? Because it has an electronic fuel injection. Which brings me to my next argument. Another argument was that Harley-Davidson is using antiquated technology. That, you know, it doesn't have what's called performance by this American Angst guy. Performance as if this is something that is a universally quantifiable thing. What is performance? Well, that's a subjective term. Performance is based on what you want out of the bike. So if you say performance means to you how quickly the bike can go from 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 or 0 to 200, then that's your measurement. That's your metric for performance. If you say that performance is how you can bend the bike over in a twisty, you know, how low you can bend it or tip it without scraping, and how well it holds the road, how well it responds to, you know, fast maneuvering. Those things there could be your measure of what performance is. So they say, oh, Harleys are crap because they don't have modern performance, whatever the hell that means. So let me argue in favor. Like I said before, this bike has electronic fuel injection. That's as modern as it comes. That's a computer-controlled thing. The newest bikes, starting in 2009, have throttle by wire. Yeah, there's not even a cable anymore to control the throttle. It's all wire now. Also has a 6-speed transmission, which is great. You know, the overdrive. Has anti-lock brakes that are non-linked, so you can apply the pressure as you see fit, but they're still anti-lock brakes. Brembo brakes, in addition, which are, you know, among the best brakes ever. And I guess Brembo, I don't even know who makes Brembo, but God, I hope it's Japanese, so that we can at least say, look, Harley is not totally American, so it can't be crap. Your argument flies out the window, anti-American Harley people. 6-gallon fuel tanks on the new ones, so you can go really long distances too. So Harley is not antiquated. My bike can go up to 120, and really, do you need your bike to go up to 120? I've been up to 104. The bike glides like a dream. Do I need to go 104? No. What am I doing right now? I'm doing 62. That's it. 62 miles an hour. So, you know, I don't see what the point of that argument is either. But anyway, let me get back to this. So, what is the metric for performance that I adhere to? For me, what I want out of a bike is something that's big and heavy. I like a big, heavy bike. Whenever I'm in a windy situation next to a big truck or on a windy day, I never feel like the bike is going to get blown off the road. I know someone who actually had that happen to him, and it's a horrible tragedy. And that was actually a lighter bike, a Harley, that went off the road because of the wind. So I like a heavy bike. So does my bike perform to that standard? Yes, it does. So this bike has great performance for that one. Another thing, I want my bike to be comfortable, especially when I'm going on long touring hauls, such as riding like 8 hours, like I did last May when I went out to the Blue Ridge Parkway. I sat in that bike for 8 hours and it was like no time passed. I was just enjoying the hell out of my life there. Great time. So, does my bike match the performance standards that I set for it with the comfort level? Yes, it definitely does. Also, in addition to the seat that's comfy, I have these foot pegs, and the foot pegs allow me to have 2 or 3 different positions for my feet. So I can stretch out just like a lazy boy. This is like a lazy boy on wheels, and that's what I want. So, I score another A for that one. Say hi to this guy. Hey, what's up? What else do I want out of my bike? I want my bike to be maneuverable even though it's big and heavy. I don't think that's asking too much to ask that your bike is maneuverable even if it's heavy. This bike is very maneuverable. Parking lot situations, I can get around no problem at all. Don't even need to have my feet down. If you don't believe me, just go on to Ride Like a Pro. Any video from Ride Like a Pro will prove it to you. These bikes are very maneuverable. This is a Road King. This is one of the biggest bikes that Harley makes. No problems at all. Twisties. I was doing twisties at the tail of the Dragon at Deals Gap. I got through that whole course in about 20 minutes. And 11 miles in 20 minutes is not that half bad. Sure. I averaged about 30, 35, sometimes I even get up to 40. Which is, you know, fine for me, and especially my skill level. I'm sure somebody on a Harley that had a better skill level than me could get through faster. And of course, there's no comparison between a Harley and a Honda. The CBR could probably do that course at 80 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour and still get through the whole thing. But that wasn't my purpose. My purpose was to bend the bike over in the twisties, to feel the rush as the bike comes through the turn, and you engage the throttle to pull yourself out of the turn at the apex. So did my bike meet my standard performance there? Yep, it sure did. Another thing for me, I want a bike to look like the old bikes from the 40s and 50s, maybe even the 30s, like an old, what do you call it, knucklehead. I like those bikes. That's my standard of bike. Harley looks like that. So somebody might say, well, why don't you just buy an old 1936 knucklehead or whatever. I don't even know if that was right. But anyway, I can't afford to buy those bikes from that era because they're collector's items now. So you're going to pay $30,000, $40,000 or $20 at the minimum to get one of those. I don't have that kind of money. This bike cost me $16,000, and you know, that's quite a heavy penny. But I came into some money. I got lucky at one point, and I decided to treat myself. So I have a bike that looks like those old bikes, but it has all the modern technology that will keep it running without having to wrench on it all the time, have to look for parts all the time. Like those old bikes, you had to basically be a mechanic to ride them. Not this. I'm fine.